Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and welcome to day 9 of our 100-day countdown to the best version of ourselves in the new year. As always, I'm thrilled you're here and checking in. And to those who have just joined us, you are right on time. Seriously, I'm just so glad you're even considering your health, inquiring about your health, listening to videos of different perspectives regarding choices in health, and you are on the exact path that you're supposed to be on at this time, which is fabulous. That's like something we can be confident in. Wherever we are in the moment, there are lessons that can be learned, there are blessings to be had, and, it's exactly right for us. And, I was thinking about each of us are just total individuals, and unfortunately, in today's society, they want to box us, package us, put a smiley face on us, and mail us to wherever. But it's like, yeah, thank you, no. All the boxes are different sizes. Some people don't even like bows, and other people don't want to be mailed anywhere. They're content where they are. So we kind of have to consider each person individually, even though the only way we're going to save this planet is if we work as one. That's for sure. One of my brothers is Baha'i. It's called Baha'i, and Baha'u'llah is one of the religious leaders of all time. And one of his quotes, or actually the premise of it all, is one planet, one people, please. And it's not to suggest that everybody has to be a certain way, but rather we have to be accepting of all peoples and see as one. So when people say that someone's of a different race, when in fact there's only one race, and it's the human race, that's something that needs to be clarified. There's only a human race, one human race. We could be different ethnicities for sure, but races, only the human race. All right, that's a tangent I wasn't going to go on. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about was just getting back to my truth. So as a blessing, my birthday's coming up, and my husband purchased me the Tannyaw Reset. And, I was saying, oh, guy, we can't afford it, la, la, la. And, I could tell that my husband, who, certainly doesn't consider himself vegan or raw vegan or anything else, and at times has been very angry in my walk. I'm really just since July that I've been kind of going in this direction. Was the one to say, really, Juliana, you're worth it. And I was kind of joking about L'Oreal and their tagline, you're worth it. But I love that he believed I was worth it. And I would love to have the confidence to say, you're so right, hon. I mean, it's certainly bang for my buck, I did a lesser program one time, and it was all automated, and there was no one in the chat room, and it was super empty, and all I kept thinking was cricket, cricket. And then when I got to Tannyaw in July, and it was so alive and thriving, and she's present every day and has fresh talks and videos, and everybody's learning and growing, and like that was worth every single penny. And so I'm really excited to be starting that July 6th. I believe it's July 6th, which is the Epiphany, Jesus' baptismal day. And I love the idea of that too, because it's a perfect day for a rebirth, and I'm excited to be doing that. So anyway, in line with that, I was trying to kind of spend some time on things that had worked for me in the past, because I've been slipping, and keeping a journal, which I let slip as I got busier in the semester. Tanny always has a kind of a bullseye, like the Target bullseye, and in the middle you're supposed to write what you will always do. So, drinking water, eating greens, that kind of thing. And then in the second circle, it's what you'll sometimes do. And sometimes means exactly that, occasionally. Your sometimes shouldn't become your always, per se, unless it's a super positive thing that you want to up your game on. And then the outer circle of the bullseye is your never. What are you never going to find yourself doing? Well, not only have I fallen into my never, but my sometimes have become far too comfortable. So praise God, I spent some time reflecting on that, and of course signing up for that reset, and just realizing that I want to get back on track. And that's okay, because like I said, it's only been a year that I've been aware of any of these lifestyles, and only 6 months that I've been actively trying to participate and really make it my lifestyle. So I'm doing fine. I don't want to put myself down. But another thing that worked for me were documentaries. And so I went back in and rewatched What the Health. And oh my goodness, I remember when I first saw What the Health, the biggest revelation for me was that essentially I'd been victimized by the man, that what I thought was the Food and Drug Administration caring about my best interest turned out to be, a money trail nightmare where people were just saying, we're going to put our money behind whatever product we want, which was kind of creepy because it was like, to see the dairy industry behind something like the Susan G. Komen Foundation for Breast Cancer, when we absolutely know dairy products are a huge problem that cause women's cancers, it was like, what? You took $35 million from the dairy industry? In so many ways, our society, rather than working on wellness, knows it's more profitable to keep us sick. I was literally on 11 different medications. Today I'm on none. And I think at the time they kept saying that if I dared to quit a medication, look what'll happen. Let me guess, what's going to happen? I'll be thriving more than ever. Thanks so much. So, praise God, I don't take any medications of any kind today. But it was very scary. That transition was very scary because I'd been told, it would be detrimental if I didn't. Yeah, I would rather live briefly in wellness and health than a lifetime of crippledness with medication and all that other stuff. Oh my gosh. So an example which was really tragic is that a friend of mine was diagnosed with cancer about a year ago, and at first they said it was just stage 1. Then when they rechecked with biopsy, it was suddenly stage 2.5. And then they said she'd have to do 5 months of chemo and 5 months of radiation, and being fear-based essentially and not open to healing through a plant-based diet. She went ahead and lost all her hair and did all of that. And even though like 2 months in, they said that her cancer was gone, there were no markers to speak of, they wanted her to continue. So she went ahead and did chemo for 5 and, got the little plug in her chest for 5 more months of radiation and all that entailed. And then once again was proclaimed cancer-free again. But they recommended that she continue to take a chemotherapy pill every day. Like just keep a little bit of poison in your body every day. Which I guess, in her fear, she's game to do. And then they also wanted her on like a study they were doing for weight loss. And she's kind of one of those skinny fat people. I have a video on that for skinny fat. So by all accounts, she looks thin, but she has a pouch, a little bit of a tummy. And so she started to do that. Well, I saw what the diet is that they recommended. And hello, there's dairy in it. From a breast cancer person. There's meat, but just 4 ounces a day, just a size of your fist portion twice a day. But you know what? She's not going to hear me. She's not going to hear me. I'm just going to keep praying for her. She has a little 6-year-old. She's only 45, but she has a 21-year-old and a 22-year-old as well. It was a surprise baby. But whatever the case is, really, come on. Come on. So I was thinking the only way that we're going to save the planet, because, if like in North Carolina where there's all that horrific runoff from the excrement of the animals, and all of the Roundup being sprayed on people in the surrounding areas that are getting cancer and terrible diseases, the only way is going to be a grassroots movement. Like Tannyaw Reset says, no one's coming to save us. And sadly, that's true. Don't count on the government or the Food and Drug Administration. If you look at the paper trail, the money trail, it's corrupt all the way around. So it's going to take people having tiny little farms in their backyard. It's going to take the farmers markets. It's going to take your own little herb garden in your front sink. It's going to just take awareness through social media. And I'm happy to be here and contribute what I can. I'll do the research and I'll model by eating properly. But I'm, again, new at this and just finding my own way. But I will continue to be part of that. Because, oh my gosh, not just the beautiful animals who I love so much and can only see buckets of concentration camp people. That's what it looks like when I see all those animals in those huge caravans. But also the humans that are having all those diseases. And, even my asthma has improved so much since I got off all of that artificial food-like products, and certainly any animal products. There's a lot of miracles to be had and a lot of blessings coming, but it's going to have to come from the people, because no one's coming to save us. Wow, another happy video, Juliana. Yeah, joy all around. Hey, we got to get real, people. Sometimes I got to get to the heart of it, right? All right, that's my story. I'm just praying. I'm present. I'm reminding myself of why I even inquired about this. And I'm just going to be on my walk. And my birthday's in a couple days. How many days? 5 days. Woo-woo, 5 days. So my birthday's coming, and my treat is the Tannyaw Reset, and I'm just going to stay the course. All right, so let me know how you're doing. What do you think about all of that? Let me know in the comments below. Like if you like, join us if you haven't. And until we talk again, my friends, be good to you and be blessed.